Right, how we doing? I thought I'd jump back in just to keep the ball rolling because I didn't want to leave it another 2 years before I'd done another video. So I thought, you know what, I'll just jump in, get another one out there, show some more stuff that I got a bit more recent, and yeah, hope everyone's doing alright, everyone's having a good week. I'm listening to the debut by Bad Nerves. If you don't know who Bad Nerves are, they're for the UK, from Essex I think. I've seen them a couple of times, really good live band. They're sort of doing quite well for themselves now. But this is the debut. They've got a second album out and I believe like a third one kind of on the way, but the second one isn't quite as good as this one. It's sort of like Ramones and like a bit of Strokes in there maybe, like a lot of power pop, but like 77 kind of punk, the attitude, intensity. I saw them open with the Hives and they just smashed the Hives off the stage. So if you haven't heard them, I recommend this album for sure. It's like short, all the songs are really catchy, really fast, and yeah, great. So that's what I got on now. I just got in and I was sort of like, I was going through like, oh, what should I put on? And that was what called to me. So there we are. Right, so I thought I've got a few things out. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'll just get cracking, I guess. First of all, I got this like kind of recently. This is Moose Knuckle. They're like a street punk band from like, I don't know where, definitely US somewhere. Yeah, members of like Who Killed Spiky Jacket and stuff. This is on Joe Pogo Records, which is like a label that puts out this kind of stuff. This is Too Punk for Love. Really cool cover. I actually listened to this yesterday, and like the drumming on this record is fucking so good. It's like furious, but like it's got that like street punk sense of humour. Worth checking out. I don't think that they've released too much stuff. Maybe like another EP or something, but I don't have any of their other stuff. But this is really good, like really worth checking out if you haven't heard of it. It's just fast, in your face street punk. A band that I'm trying to catch all their discography at some point. Warbirth by US Bombs. One of my favourite bands forever. I don't know if I showed this before, probably not. I've got a few of their other stuff. I've got loads of other stuff on CD, but I'm just trying to track it down on vinyl, but it's not really something you see all the time over here. So yeah, so Warbirth, this is like album number 3 or 4. This is like the first one on Hellcat Records, I guess when they started getting a bit more push with them. But yeah, great nonetheless. Dwayne Peters, you know, in his prime basically. It's from 97 I think. Next, nice bit of fucking noisy D-beat raw punk from Australia. This is, I think I'm pronouncing this right, Chromosome 8-track it's called. Really noisy, really good. I believe the band doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, this is really cool. Like just like a cool one to have. I know the band for a while, but yeah, I picked this up on eBay like fairly recently actually. Yeah, just really noisy shit basically. Like sort of in line with like a lot of the sort of like 80s Japanese kind of stuff, that kind of sound, you know, of course Discharge in there and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, cool to have that one. Next, another recent acquisition. This is the final album by Refuse from Sweden. This is War Music from 2019. I guess kind of a reunion album, I guess in a way. But the second reunion album. Obviously everyone knows Shape of Punk to Come that came out in 98. And then the band split up and went nowhere. So when they like reformed, they put out an album called like Revolution or something. I can't remember actually what it's called. And I remember hearing it for the first time, and I was just kind of disappointed with it, to be honest. And then like they put this one out, and I just didn't bother with it. I just wasn't into it. You know, I was just like, I'm over it. I'll listen to the old stuff, and that'll be enough for me. Anyway, I mean, I love the band anyway. They did some final shows recently. Like they did one in like London. I didn't go, but anyway, this come up on eBay really cheap, and I was like, you know what, I love reviews, like why not give it a go? So I picked it up, it was like super cheap, and I listened to it, I really enjoyed it. You know, it's a bit different, it's not like Shape Punk to Come, it's got less samples in it, so it's just a cool one, and I really like the band anyway. So I'm now tempted to go back and listen to the one that I mentioned before, because I might like it now, who knows? Who knows? But anyway, cool one to have, so more music by Refuse. Right, fun one. This is Sing Sing Death House by The Distillers. Yeah, not much to say about this one really, just like Brody Dalle, obviously Hellcat Records. She was married to Tim Armstrong from Rancid at the time, and clearly he wrote a lot of stuff on this. Like I grew up with this record, you know. I've always had it on CD. Yeah, just nice to have. It's like a really cool like splatter vinyl. I don't even know whether this is on Hellcat. Has it been like? Yeah, it is. This pressing is Hellcat. This is a reissue anyway, but it's from 2002. But yeah, it's my favourite of the 3 Distillers albums, you know. So it's cool one to have. You know, I mean, it's always a fun time when you put this on. So yeah, nice to have that one. A bit of a 10-inch. Who Killed Spiky Jacket? Never Gonna Stop. Yeah, I don't know when this is from. 20, doesn't even say. This is Joe Pogo as well. Yes, they kind of started out as kind of like a bit of a spoof kind of band. Like all the songs were like kind of poking fun at the punk scene. I mean, they're all from the punk scene anyway, but it was kind of like poking a bit of fun to it, which I liked, and the music was good. But the drummer of this is like the same drummer from Moose Knuckle, I think. But yeah, like their stuff doesn't really come up very often, and when it does, it just sells out straight away, and it's always like super limited, you know. So yeah, I picked this up. This is really cool. I've got a couple of their 7 inches, but that's about it. They do have like their first 12 inches, like one that I'm after the most. You know, it's got all like the classics on it. But again, street punk. You know, modern street punk in the sort of vein of like the 90s stuff. But yeah, cool one to have. I think musically, like they're really good. So, you know, it's a fun one to have. They're all fun ones to have, you know what I mean? Carrying on with the street punk. Appetite for Intoxication by Copyright Chaos. Don't really know a lot about this band, to be honest. I just know this is like finest American street punk. That cover, I mean, look at that cover. Yeah, just great stuff. I don't even think I've listened to this yet. I've heard it before years ago, back when I was a kid, but I need to get around to like spinning this one. But yeah, it's a cool one. Cool one. Right, and last one. Probably going to butcher this pronunciation, but this is Krieg Shog from Tokyo. Like really great, like D-beat, raw punk, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what this album's called. I think it's self-titled. Yeah, really great Japanese band. Noisy as hell. Like the imagery on that is just like, what more do you want? It's really nicely packaged, this one. I think the vinyl is a bit heavier, and it's like, it's that lovely like Japanese sleeves, you know. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, and that's it really. These are just a couple of like new things I've just like grabbed and just like, you know, I've had recently. So I do have some stuff coming, which I'll probably show at some point. No promises though, but I'll try. You know, I thought, you know what, while I'm in the mood and while I'm doing this, I'll just like throw out a video, because I done one the other day, and it was like my first one in like nearly 2 years, and like if I leave it too long, it will be another 2 years. So yeah, here I am. So thank you very much. See you next time, and maybe I'll have some cool shit to show, maybe not, or see you in the comments or whatever. So thank you very much.